I thought with Halloween coming up in a couple of months, designing a mask like this might be fun. The kids could wear it, but also adults as well, because as we know, there are reptilians among us. The evidence has been on the internet for years, and in today's video, I would like to share something about that, an aspect of it that I haven't heard anyone else talk about. Now, if you're interested and want to get this mask, of course, the Florida Monkey Mask Store, it's been up actually since last night, and I've created a new storefront called the Collector's Edition Store. Of all of the masks we've done now, 33 of them, there are 7 that I have labeled Collector's Edition. Of course, the one we did yesterday, the Guy Fawkes mask, the Reptilian mask today, the official mask of the 2020 hoax virus. We are not alone. Disclosure is coming, the Antarctica mask, the Flatten the Curve, the Globe is a Hoax Flat Earth mask, the best interpretation of a rebel flag that is allowed on Teespring, We Will Rise with the Gadsden flag overlay, and then of course the Trump approved Hydro Works Collector's Edition. So anyway, you can find that all at the Florida Monkey Store. We are, of course, still we're going to be drawing names over at patreon.com/Florida Monkey. $1 a month for the actual Dixie flag masks. So, anyway, if you're interested in that, please go over there and join. I will, of course, down in the description and first pinned comment, put all the links that you will need to get that done. This is the aspect of the reptilian phenomenon that no one talks about. Virtually all of the cases are females. Now, this isn't a knock on you ladies. It just seems to be the case that all of the ones that we commonly think of, Katy Perry, Taylor Swift, Miley Cyrus, and different ones from around the world, all seem to be female. Now, you wouldn't think much of it unless you had watched a series called V. It was originally back in 1984, a real low-tech version with Jane Badler. It was very female-centric there as well. But in this particular one, the remake in 2009, they go more into detail about this. And I think there's an aspect here that everyone can relate to and needs to know for themselves. The male in the series is utilitarian, meaning they have no control, the women run everything, and the writers of this show, I honestly believe, and this is the main theme of today's video, they knew something. They knew something was coming because there's too many things in that show that are now coming to pass. The actress they chose was not by accident. This is Morena Baccarin. She's been in many things. A lot of people know her as Deadpool's girlfriend. She was in the series Homeland. She was in all sorts of other shows as well. But there are people in Hollywood whose whole job is to figure out how to manipulate men, how to get men into an emotional state, how to get them out of their thinking brains and into their feeling brains. And you would think it would be just as simple as just picking any random good-looking girl. It's not that easy. In the show, and the reason I brought this up, they even admit it in the writing, where they say that they are attempting to use their skins, so to speak, to manipulate men on Earth. The reason some look like some do and some look like others do is for that very and express purpose. These are the two characters, Laura Vandervoort on the right, pardon me, and Morena Baccarin, and it's part of the plot. It's literally part of the plot that they're going to go down and use how they look, the skins they've designed for themselves to help facilitate their plan. This is, of course, the daughter of the, not in real life, of course, but in the show. And she goes after the son of an FBI agent that is investigating them because, of course, they haven't revealed that they are actually reptilians. And, of course, they show up, and what's the first thing they offer? They say that they are of peace and come in peace. But the first thing they offer is medical technology, cures, and vaccines. Medical technology, cures, and vaccines. Now, this was 11 years ago. This version of it, the 84 version, was 36 years ago. They have a plan, and it's all executed by the females in their group. One of the first things that they do is they get a hold of a very popular media personality. Scott Wolf is the actor's name. The guy in the show is named Chad Decker. And they try to put a very human face on themselves, a very relatable and friendly face. And they use this guy to do it. Now, they diagnose him, quote unquote, with an undetected brain tumor using their super advanced technology, and then cure him of it so that he can have a personal, to quote a golf term, skin in the game on helping to promote the integration of the V's, quote unquote, into human society. And it's not just a one-way street. They say that there's something on Earth that they need, and in exchange for that, they're just on their way home. And if we provide that, then they will provide all of this great stuff. But when the story just doesn't jive and everything starts to fall apart, once again, they go back to the well, and instead of just curing the brain tumor, the leader offers herself to the guy in the media. This is the entire game. And as if that all wasn't strange enough, the other thing that they offer are these tourist visas, the ability to travel back and forth. Now, in the show, it's, of course, between the big ship and Earth. But with what we're seeing now, there are a great many places, because of coronavirus, that are restricting travel. Saying you can't go here, you can't go there, you can't do this unless you have this visa or that visa. And they're going to restrict travel based on this. And they, the V, offered a way to lift that. Offered a way for people to be able to go back and forth and travel as they did before. Now it gets into the third or fourth season, I forget, they talk about the red rain and all this kind of stuff, and things got a little sideways. But they canceled the series, much like they did with Jericho. And it really makes me wonder, is if there are people that know things that aren't really able to say it out loud, but are trying to use the Hollywood or the media to subtly let people know. Because to me, watching this series is a lot more revealing than any of the Q posts that you've got to somehow divine what that letter means and this and that and all this other convoluted nonsense. You watch this, and it's pretty much a laundry list of everything that's happened in the last 6 months and what's coming. So, anyway, don't think any of this stuff is done by accident. We've talked about this over at the PsyOps channel, how it's a technique. All of the best top-level interrogators in the military-industrial complex, whether it's active duty or the alphabet agencies, they are all almost exclusively females. And I served in that. I know. They are. And it's for a reason. Because They have an ability. They have a gift just by who they are to be able to manipulate and get inside the minds of men and get the information they need and affect their mission. So I will leave it there. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you next time.